The breeds, selections are terrific, and best of all, they're neighborhood. Our family trees all over town.
It's carnival time at Southtown with lots of great rides, Tuesday through Sunday, May 8th through 13th.
Do it again. Leave it to Stay Puft to come up with the practical dryer sheet. See? Reusable. Hey, Stay Puft, do it again. It's like getting twice the sheets in every box. Hey, Stay Puft, do it again. New Stay Puft sheets are made a special way, so the second load comes out soft and fresh and without static cling like the first. And they're perforated, so you only use what you need. Hey, Stay Puft, you've done it again.
If you wonder why it's important to keep good tax records, don't wait for the tax man to tell you why. If you're looking for a new home, find out how much you can afford before you fall in love with one you can't. If you want to learn more about money, don't learn the hard way.
Educational telephone.
Ask for tape number 1 to learn how it works. Educational telephone from First Federal.
WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul. Good afternoon and welcome to Midday on the 10th day of May, 1979. Cindy and I are at the confluence of the Mississippi and St. Croix rivers just outside Prescott, Wisconsin. And at the end of our half hour today, you're going to see a very beautiful event occur.
You know, I've for a long time been able to relate to the freedom that a bird must feel. But today we're going to see a special thing. We're going to see a golden eagle released from this spot, an eagle that has been at the Raptor Rehabilitation Center, an eagle that was shot in the wing, and now that wing has been repaired.
In the intervening time between now and one half hour from now, you'll see the work of the Raptor Rehabilitation Program at the University of Minnesota. Surgery on raptors, surgery on birds of prey, the rehabilitation of those birds, how they teach them to hunt and to fly again. And then at the end, the release of a golden eagle. All of that in a few moments. Right now, let's check up on the late news.
Thanks, Bill. Good afternoon, everyone. The House Tax Committee today has amended the sports stadium bill to support stadium bonds with only city-based taxes. But the committee refused to vote on the measure right away. The lawmakers delayed their decision on the matter until tonight. A Senate version of the bill calls for liquor and hotel taxes in any city getting a new stadium, but also calls for a Hennepin County property tax as a backup if needed. Today's action by the House drops the tax levied against commercial and industrial property. The bill now provides only for liquor and hotel taxes. The Minnesota Crime Bureau says its lab tests of blood, hair, and clothing taken from convicted murderer 23-year-old Billy Ray Davis do not link him with the murder of a Stearns County family. Last December, Alice Hewling and her 3 children were shotgunned to death at their home in rural St. Cloud. Before the tests, Stearns County Sheriff Charles Graff termed Davis a strong suspect in the murders. Davis was arrested outside Kansas City on the same day of the Hewling murders. The Carter administration faces an uphill battle to win approval of the new SALT II agreement. The president today warned that Senate rejection of the treaty with the Soviet Union would be a massive, destructive blow to world peace. And in Russia, officials told people only the basics of the SALT agreement. But in China, the leaders are telling the U.S. to beware of the Russians. Bernard Kalb has the story.
The Chinese vice premier had just wound up a critical meeting with Commerce Secretary Krebs. The session apparently produced a breakthrough in the financial and trade negotiations. And it was against this background of closer Sino-American ties that Deng Xiaoping cautioned the United States against putting any faith in the newly announced SALT agreement with the Soviet Union. He was asked by American reporters whether he thought the Kremlin can be trusted to live up to the terms of the new arms accord.
My reply is that we are not against this agreement. We're not against negotiations, but we don't think you should put your trust blindly in any such agreements. Not only this agreement, but all other agreements will not serve to restrain the expansionism of the Soviet Union.
I'll have more midday news in just a couple moments.
All of these make popcorn the same way. Now West Bend offers you a better way. The revolutionary Stir Crazy. The West Bend Stir Crazy's amazing automatic stirring action heats each kernel evenly to give it a bigger pop. The result? Bigger, fluffier popcorn. hot, buttered, delicious. Stir Crazy, the better way to pop popcorn, made only by West Bend.
Available at Dayton's.
Hello, I'm the Ziploc storage bag. Meet a tough new member of my family.
You bet I'm tough. I'm the new heavy-duty Ziploc freezer bag. The toughest, thickest freezer bag on the block. Specially built for the freezer. Plus, I got this heavy-duty seal. If you want more protection in a freezer, remember me, the new heavy-duty Ziploc freezer bag.
Told you he was tough.
Ziploc freezer bag, new from Dow.
Grass stains.
Coffee stains, ice cream stains,
Collar stains.
ballpoint ink stains. Introducing new improved Miracle White All Fabric Bleach. Now there's a powder bleach that does more than just safely whiten and brighten. It also helps remove so many tough stains, even blood, because Miracle White puts pre-soaking power right in your machine. Stains gone and washes whiter and brighter. New Miracle White Bleach powers out tough stains.
More than 8,000 workers at Uniroyal, the nation's third biggest tire maker, are on strike today. Dozens of plants across the country are shut down. The employees walked out yesterday. Don Webster has their story.
Strike nobody wanted. The union is so broke, strike benefits are only $35 a week. That's about enough, said one striker, to buy gas to get to the picket line. And the company isn't ready for a long strike either. The union claims Uniroyal made a deal and then was pressured by the government to renege because it exceeded the wage price guidelines. The union says the recent Teamster settlement exceeded 7%, and this fall the United Auto Workers are likely to get more as well. It's the workers who will suffer most in this strike. As for Uniroyal, about half its radial tires are made at a non-union plant in Oklahoma, so production will continue. And the automakers can continue to buy tires from Firestone, Goodyear, Goodrich, and others, so they won't be hurt much. The industry-wide strike in 1976 lasted 5 months. With only one firm being struck this time, some union officials fear this could be a long one, too. Don Webster, CBS News, Detroit.
Prices were heading lower in moderately active midday trading on the New York Stock Exchange. At noon, the Dow Industrials are down more than 5 1/3 points. Zookeepers at Como Zoo in St. Paul had a very pleasant surprise this morning when they arrived at work. The zoo population had increased with the birth of 3 lion cubs. Zookeepers say they're not sure when the cubs were born, but it appears the mother will be able to raise her cubs all by herself. Heavy rains have been reported over much of the state. The heaviest rainfall of 4.29 inches was reported about 5 miles northwest of New Ulm. Hinckley reported 3.10 inches. Wilmer reports 2.35, and Moose Lake reported 2.5 inches of rain. All that water has caused flooded basements and washed out some roads in some areas. In Mille Lacs County, highway crews are setting up barricades around the washouts and flagging other roads endangered by the storms. And in Renville, school was canceled today because the rain flooded the school furnace and locker rooms. And all of it's going to get a little bit worse up in that neck of the woods, too, as our WCCO Weather Watch radar shows right now. We have heavy to very heavy thunderstorms moving from the southeast to the north, from the southwest to the northeast through east central Minnesota and into northwest Wisconsin. Very heavy thunderstorms were moving across the Twin Cities metro area, particularly south and east of the Twin Cities, including the counties of Dakota, Ramsey, and Washington. These thunderstorms will be moving into the western counties of St. Croix and Polk by 1 p.m. this afternoon. Small hail and gusty surface winds can be expected with these thunderstorms. They are moving northeast about 55 miles an hour. And the forecasters say that we will have heavy rains this afternoon and tonight. We have nearly a 100% chance of rain this afternoon, a high in the upper 40s. Tonight, our chance of showers and thunderstorms drops down to just 80%. The overnight low will be in the lower 40s. Tomorrow looks a little better, only a 60% chance of rain and thunderstorms. The high will be only in the upper 40s. It is 47 degrees in the Twin Cities right now, winds northwest at 7, and there is rain falling all over the Twin Cities area at this hour. Bill and Cindy will have the rest of midday in just a moment.
In 1937, Ron and Jane Stewart started out with a lot of love and a little savings at their full-service bank. As their family grew, so did their house. With the help of a bank home improvement loan, the bank helped them start a business, too. Helped them with vacations helped educate the kids, and helped secure their future with sound savings plans and a bank retirement account. Who helps you more than your full-service bank?
When it's your time to relax, tune your FM radio dial to 94. WAYL, where the music is refreshing as a breath of spring. For beautiful music, dial FM 94. WAYL, music that relaxes.
From Lake Minnetonka to the North Shore and all over our state, there's a season full of fun waiting for Minnesota fishing enthusiasts. And this Thursday at 6:30, you can whet your angler's appetite with a half-hour outdoor special, The Opener, a Minnesota holiday. This is Ron Shera, inviting you to share this Minnesota fishing season preview. From the crappies in Lake Minnetonka to the Lake Superior steelheads, The Opener really is a Minnesota holiday for the whole family. Watch it Thursday at 6:30 here on Channel 4.
Dr. Gary Duke is coordinator of the Raptor Rehabilitation Program at the University of Minnesota. A lot of people would use the word raptor interchangeably with a bird of prey. Is that accurate, Gary?
Yes, it is. Raptor refers to the rapacious or grappling foot of a bird of prey, and just a general term for hawks, owls, falcons, eagles, and vultures. In our way of thinking, they're a barometer of environmental condition, because the animals at the top of the food chain, for example, bald eagles, are the ones that first show the effects of environmental contamination, like mercury and pesticides and these kinds of things. So watching the birds of prey would be an excellent way of learning what's the next thing that's going to be affecting human beings' health, both from air pollution, water pollution, whatever it might be in the prey animal. So there's a couple of ways that they directly benefit man, and they just help to keep the natural populations in check and balance. For the most part, predators take the weakened or sick animals out of a population and prevent them then from procreating and producing more weak or sick animals in that population. I think help to maintain that quality and the health of wild animal populations.
Bald eagles, the white-headed eagles, a symbol of our country, live right in our own area, and many of us don't even know it.
Well, that's true. Minnesota has the largest population of nesting bald eagles of any place in the lower 48 states. And I'm afraid I don't know these numbers very well, but I think there's something like about 1,200 pairs, and we have about 350 pair living in Minnesota. And then Wisconsin and Michigan are also fairly well off in terms of bald eagles. And then most of the other places where they once nested, they're not there at all now. In the New England area, there are probably 50 pair of bald eagles, but they haven't produced any young in the last 11 or 12 years. I've forgotten what it is. Right now, they're moving some Minnesota young or eggs from here to the New England states to try to produce young there, so they'll go back and supplement these older birds because they're getting so old, we're worried they're going to start dying off now.
Two more things I'd like to ask you. First of all, the variety of birds that we see here. What are the most common you're getting?
Great horned owls, red-tailed hawks, sparrowhawks or kestrels, and then the next most common that we see is bald eagles, not because they're the most common, but because we get them from all over the eastern United States.
Trapped, shot, hit by cars?
About 75% of them come for those three reasons. Either projectile injuries, either shotgun or rifle bullet, being trapped, or being hit by a car, or flying into some human, windows, wires, etc., some sort of human influence involved in their injury.
You have an X-ray of a bird that has a problem similar to that which you're going to do some surgery on today.
Right. What we have lined up is an infection in a foot of an eagle that was caused by being caught in a trap. This is a radiograph of an eagle that's been caught in a trap and shows what occurs occasionally. If we examine this, the bird was caught by just one toe, the large toe in front, and it did not break the toe, but because of the fact that it opened the skin up, it allowed the entry of bacteria, and so there got to be an infection, which ascended up the toe into the upper portion of the leg here. And if we look in this area here and over here on the other view, you can see all this, what looks like kind of a moth-eaten appearance to the bone. Well, that's actually a bone infection. We call that osteomyelitis. And it's a direct result of the integrity of the skin and the epithelium having been broken by the trap and allowing the bacteria to enter. And so what we have to do in cases like this is go in and cut out this proliferative bone and insert drains in there so that the infection can be drained out and it can be flushed with antibiotics on a regular basis.
The use of the stethoscope, obviously, is to follow the heartbeat, right?
Yeah, as far as anesthesia in birds goes, the heart rate is about the best, in fact, the only real good indicator that we've got of the level of anesthesia. They do not have the same reflexes and stuff like that that we measure on other animals.
Now, what you just took out was a dressing inside?
This is a dressing we put inside the foot some time ago with antibiotics and stuff to keep the wound open so that it could drain and enhance healing. And it appears to have done just that because the swelling is down considerably from what it used to be. And today I'm just going to open this up again and put a rubber tubing in there which will serve as a drain that will exteriorize everything and just let the blood and everything drain to the outside now and enhance healing. Plus then we can also flush it with antibiotics on a regular basis, which we haven't been able to do up till now.
Won't the bird try to take that drain out?
No, they're remarkable about this. If we properly apply it and it's comfortable, they never touch this stuff. They just leave it alone.
You just made a few small holes in the tubing. That, of course, is to allow the material to get into the tube so it can drain. Is that right?
That's right. And then we'll just leave the end of it hanging outside the foot and put a bandage over it to kind of obscure it a little bit so the bird doesn't have quite such ready access to it. And then we'll go in here every day and just flush it with some antibiotics. You can see that there's a big hole inside this foot, and that tubing goes way down.
Yes, it's just feeding right in. Now, you're injecting something into that tube that you just placed in there, Pat. What is it?
It's a saline and antibiotic solution that we're just using to flush now. And that'll wash out a lot of the pus and necrotic material. And we'll, proceeding after this here, we'll suture this drain permanently in place. Not permanently, but temporarily in place for several days here. And about twice a day go in here and continue flushing the wound like this.
You indicated that there may be some permanent damage here?
Oh, most assuredly there's going to be some permanent damage. When we operated on this bird a couple weeks ago and did the initial surgery on it, there was a large mass of necrotic material that came out that consisted of some bone and some tendons. And so I know that he's not going to have full use of that front toe, the large toe in front that he should have, but basically what we're trying to do here is we're trying to save the foot on the bird, literally give him a leg to stand on. The other alternative is to amputate the whole foot, but if we do that, then we lose the bird. If he's still got a good foot that he can stand on and have partial function with, I'll feel secure in releasing him. But a one-footed bird, excuse me, has no chance for survival whatsoever. Now I'm just suturing this drain in place so that it doesn't fall out. And just put a couple stay sutures in the skin and through the rubber tubing.
The foot that you're suturing now, is that a form of skin, or is it more like a fingernail or something of that nature?
Well, no, this is just skin. It's a very tough skin, but it's skin. Down here they have the talon, which is more like your fingernail.
Right.
But this is skin. It's almost like linoleum. Very hard to suture.
Are raptors generally bright animals, Pat?
Oh, yeah. You have to be to survive out there.
For the first time in Minneapolis, see the original Broadway star Richard Kiley in the all-awards-winning musical, Man of La Mancha.
I just hope my mascara holds out.
I think it was one of the most moving experiences I've ever had.
Left me weak and weepy.
I loved it.
See Richard Kiley in Man of La Mancha. Seats now at the Orpheum Theater starting May 15th for a limited time only. See Man of La Mancha now. It may be your last chance.
If you haven't been to Levitt's lately, you haven't been to Levitt's.
Levitt's buyers have handpicked each of these sofas for quality, performance, and value. That's right, just $297 for this durable, easy care vinyl-covered sofa. This contemporary beauty in 100% Herculon olefin. Or this colonial-style sofa featuring solid maple trim. Just $297. Another reason we say...
You love it at Levitt's.
What's his name?
This is Spider.
And he is?
He's a peregrine falcon.
A peregrine falcon is not a common bird, is it?
No, he's a vanishing species, or he's endangered.
A lot of people I know are working very hard to preserve this particular species, aren't they?
Right, right.
Now, what are you going to do with him?
Well, what I'm going to try to do is I'll be taking him out in the field out here, and I'll let him go, let him free, let him fly, and then I'll be exercising him actually with a fake bird that I've made up that has some food attached to it, and he should be pretty excited about it, and get a lot of exercise. And
now, in his particular case, he's an older bird, and there is some question about whether he will be able to be released into the wild again. But this is a procedure you would go through with a bird that was going to be released, isn't it?
Right, right. Just
teach him his old habits again.
Skills, huh? Yeah.
Pat, we're about to witness half of what the Raptor Rehabilitation Program is all about. I know putting birds back together and releasing them is important. Of course, the information you find out in that progress is the other half of what you do, isn't it?
Mm-hmm, it certainly is. That's where we get all the information we're going to use on future birds that come into us, for treatment and stuff.
Tell us about this bird.
Well, this particular bird that we're looking at today is an immature American rough-legged hawk. They're a bird that is normally nests in the Canadian Arctic and winters down here. This particular bird came into us last October, had been shot with a shotgun, and had multiple injuries resulting in a fracture in one wing and a fracture of the leg and a portion of its beak being blown away. And we've successfully repaired the broken wing and repaired the broken leg. The leg actually required 2 surgical procedures in order to get it repaired properly so that the bird could use it again. And then now we've had to wait for the beak to grow out and stuff. But the bird's all there, and it's really strong and should make it with no trouble now.
What would you expect will be the activity when this bird is released?
Well, it's highly speculative, but my feeling is that it'll hang around this area here for probably a week or 10 days until it gets its bearings and is back to hunting and taking care of itself again. And I really expect that it'll probably migrate back north, even though it's quite late in the season.
Okay, let's witness this.
Now's the time to contact your Minneapolis St. Paul Lennox dealer for his pre-season air conditioning sale. Lennox air conditioners and heat pumps. One of them is just right to heat and cool your home or business. Save energy and dollars, too. Call one of these Lennox dealers today.
Hi, I'm Tom Sedgwick. Whether you're building or remodeling, we'd like to provide your heating and air conditioning. Give us a call.
Hi, I'm Ken Ketz from Four Seasons Air Specialist, your north and east suburban Lennox dealer. Give me a call for your comfort needs.
Hello. We'd like your family to try punch-flavored high-C drink mix.
No, thanks. We use the leading punch powder.
Your punch doesn't have the fruity taste of high-C. Does your powder have a full-day supply of vitamin C?
Just 15%.
Only High-C has a full-day supply of vitamin C.
Let's try it. This High-C punch really tastes fruity.
It's High-C punch from now on.
High-C, you know how good it is.
Meet the Live Eye in the Sky helicopter, the newest member of the WCCO television news team. For coverage of weather-related stories, outdoor events, any story more complete from the air, it's our Live Eye in the Sky. This WCCO Jet Ranger will enable Channel 4 to get to the scene faster than ever before with fantastic high-angle shots. There really is more and more on WCCO television news at 5, 6, and 10.
Pat, that marker on his shoulder is for what purpose?
That's a white vinyl marker that's riveted onto the wing. It's kind of a permanent identification thing. If the material holds out, and it probably will, that should be with him for the rest of his life.
You know, Pat, you just said that Goldens are real good about just taking their time before they leave the roost there. Why is she doing that?
Well, it's kind of a personality or disposition thing that's characteristic of golden eagles. They seem to show quite an intent to examine the area around them and get their bearings and things like that before they take off and go away. Bald eagles are totally different in the behavior. If we tried this with a bald eagle, we would never have gotten a coordinated type placement in the tree. That bird would have just literally freaked out and would have been gone by now. And this has been so typical of many of the golden eagles that we've released, so they've just sat around in the tree and waited. I wouldn't surprise me if she sat here for 10 or 15 minutes or until we went down and dislodged her.
Bill was telling me, Pat, that you're a pilot yourself, so to be able to rehabilitate a bird like this, to return to the sky, must be a wonderful feeling for you.
We have quite a companionship that way. Yeah, I really enjoy it very much.
What is her history, Pat?
Okay, the bird came in from Watertown, South Dakota, about mid-November. Had been shot with a shotgun, broken wing, and it had a broken leg, but it was a pretty well-healed fracture by the time we got it. In other words, I think she'd been shot at 2 different times, and we had a fresh fracture in the wing that was repaired surgically. She's been on a slow road to recovery. She didn't start flying again until probably the end of February.
When she's moving her head around now, I think I've seen you before say that makes it look as though she's about to fly. Would you say?
Yeah, I think she's starting to lean forward on the perch right now. She's got an idea where she wants to go. She's going to leave any minute here. She's opening the wings slightly now. See, now, she's at a disadvantage because the wind is at her back.
There goes. Look at her go. Oh, there she goes. There she goes.